Welcome to 805 Focus. I'm Dr. Sandra Sinclair with Nonprofit Connect, and we will be bringing you the latest on your favorite nonprofits. So get ready to be inspired. Our special guest today is Ben Pringle, and Ben is a board member for CAMA, which stands for Community Arts Music Association. Welcome, Ben.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and I know that CAMA has a big season coming up. So maybe you could tell us, some of the highlights, some of the things you're excited about.
Sure. Well, I'm so excited about every one of the concerts. CAMA, or Community Arts Music Association, brings some of the finest orchestras and musicians from all around the world to Santa Barbara, so that we don't have to drive to L.A. or San Francisco or even further. So we certainly love bringing those concerts. Several of these are big favorites of mine. During the season, we're bringing the Philharmonia Baroque Orchestra from San Francisco. And they are celebrating the 300th year anniversary of Vivaldi's Four Seasons, which we've all heard. 300th year. That's written a long time ago. But, we all know various melodies from this. We've all heard them on, in TV and things like that. The wonderful thing about this particular orchestra is that they have a historically informed performance style. So they're really saying, well, hey, 300 years ago, we played the violin a little differently than we do today. So they really think about how to best perform things to take us back to that time. The season this year is called Musical Bridges, and sometimes those bridges take you to a different place, like Venice for Vivaldi, but also can take you back in time as well. So it's really interesting to have a group come and play it in a manner that is, potentially much more like the way Vivaldi would have heard it.
Wow. And so a person can go on your website and find out all about the upcoming season. When, what time, what day, what location.
Correct. We always either have our concerts at the Granada or the Libero, both wonderful places to hear music. And yes, our website will have ticket information, specifics about the concerts.
That is great. And so let's see. Oh, the LA Philharmonic. I wanted to ask you about that because I've noticed that it seems that you bring them often. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. Tell me about that relationship.
Oh, yeah, sure. So that relationship goes way back, not quite as far as Vivaldi 300 years ago, but still 100 years ago. So CAMA or CAMA has been around for over 100 years. And it was started as a way to say, hey, let's bring the LA Phil, let's bring musicians from Los Angeles to Santa Barbara. Oh. And so actually the Los Angeles Philharmonic has performed in Santa Barbara over 300 times through our community's support. And so they've been through with so many different directors, so many different players. Have come to Santa Barbara to grace our stages to hear what they're up to these days.
Wow, over 100 years.
Yeah, over 100 years.
And so I would imagine it's pretty expensive to do something like that.
Yeah, and it's something that's actually gotten even more expensive since after COVID, with travel costs and bringing orchestras. So for Los Angeles Philharmonic, they can drive up. But we're also bringing the London Symphony, and that's quite a drive.
I'd say.
But so costs of flights sometimes, costs of getting orchestras here to Santa Barbara is quite expensive, and those amounts have gone up since COVID quite a bit to the extent that we as a board think we want to make sure that our ticket prices are still affordable for our folks in town, because we are a community organization.
Right.
But a lot of times, every time, those ticket prices, even if we sold out the Libero or the Granada, don't cover those costs.
Of course, of course.
Don't cover those costs.
And so I would imagine you love to get financial donations, which are tax deductible because you're a 501c3 nonprofit.
Correct. And we always, we are very fortunate to have wonderful people to help us subsidize these concerts. But we can those are always things that we are struggling as orchestras cost more and more to bring to Santa Barbara, to really make sure that we cover those costs. So it is something that folks can support us just by buying tickets and being there, because we certainly want them to be at the concerts and enjoy this wonderful music.
Of course.
And if they're so fortunate to be able to, providing donations helps us keep those concerts coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is great. And so while they're on your website looking at your season dates and offerings, they can also click a little donate now button, I betcha.
Yeah, that's right. And getting in touch with the office and talking through what they might be interested in donating. These things are vital to us being able to make these concerts happen. Some folks actually even decide to put this in their estate planning documents. I'm also in the wealth management field, so I think about that a lot. But sometimes folks say, "Hey, I really like what CAMA does, and I want to support them." Even later, in their estate planning documents.
That is a really great idea. So someone who really enjoys coming to the performances, someone who really appreciates that, can put CAMA in their estate plan. That is a fabulous idea.
And it's, I think one of the things that you're doing when you are thinking about giving to an organization like this is keeping live music performance alive and being able to bring concerts to Santa Barbara to where, we get to hear the finest, London Symphony, LA Phil, all of these really incredible, orchestras. It's different watching them on television or different listening to, a CD, or I really like vinyl. But, really getting to be, in the room with these orchestras and sharing that feeling of community, of everyone there together having that experience. And that's really something that's priceless.
Yeah, and a person can really make that part of their personal legacy.
Sure.
So they can help make sure that the community they love gets to hear the music that they love even after they're gone.
Yeah, which we're always very fortunate to see. It's certainly not a requirement to come to the concerts, but it's something wonderful when we've provided this service to the community and the community members enjoy that enough to want to sponsor it. Yeah.
So you've been involved for, I think you said 3 seasons as
seasons.
a board member.
Yeah, that's right. I moved to Santa Barbara again from Los Angeles, about 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So when I came back to Santa Barbara, I really wanted to be involved in music. I actually studied music history at UCSB many years ago, and went off to Los Angeles to do some things, and found myself back here. And some of the first people that I met in the classical music community were those that were in CAMA and some of the leadership there. And I thought, gosh, this is such a neat group of people and such a great cause that it's wonderful to spend my time, helping where I can.
That is great. Yeah. And so I would imagine someone could go on your website and even find out volunteer opportunities, like maybe being on the board, if they're interested, because it certainly is serving you well in terms of meeting your place of passion for music.
Sure, of course. I mean, if anybody has any interest in being part of CAMA, there's many ways to do that, and some of it's volunteers, some of it's coming to some of our concerts and talking to board members, seeing what it is that we do, us learning about what those people do. And I really do think that there is, community is in the name, and it's really important for us to have diversity, to to have a really great cross section of Santa Barbara, as part of that organization.
Great. Yeah. Well, I'm excited to go on your website and check out the season offerings.
You got to see it. You got to see it. We really do like educating. There's something about going to a classical concert and knowing a little bit about it beforehand. You might say, "Oh, I know about Vivaldi," but is there more information that you'd like to know?
Yeah.
When you actually come to the concert, and we like to provide that as well.
Yeah. And the Granada and the Libero are both such wonderful venues.
Yeah, the Libero, wherever you sit, you're really so close to these incredible musicians. And the Granada, I mean, the pro tip from me is that I love the balcony. Mm-hmm. And anywhere you are on the balcony, even if you're at the very tippy top of the balcony, and sometimes those are the cheaper seats, which is okay. I love it in a classical setting because you're really above the orchestra, and you can see the flute doing their thing. You can see the percussion doing their thing. So if you're ever thinking about going and you're not sure, where to sit, or you think, well, I don't want to sit in the cheapest seats because maybe I won't have a good experience.
Yeah.
I love that balcony for that in the Granada.
That's
such
a great tip.
spot.
Thank
Sure.
you for that.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to remember that. So, Ben, thank you so much for all that you're doing for our community through CAMA.
Thank you.
And for being on our show, 805 Focus, to share it with us.
I'm very happy to be here. This was incredible. Thank you.
Yes. And so now we're going to break, and then Musette Profant is going to come in to talk with us more about CAMA. And Musette is the president of the Women's Board for CAMA. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome back. And thank you, Musette, for being with us. And so, Musette, you are the president of the Women's Board. So tell us about the Women's Board. What do you do? How long have you been involved? All of that.
Okay, well, the Women's Board was started in 1951, but my grandmother was on the CAMA Board of Directors for 51 years.
Oh my gosh.
It's a record that stands to this day. But she was instrumental in founding the Women's Board. And so we support the work of CAMA, and we also reach out to the community to provide some music education, which is direly lacking in our school system now. And we also just raise money for CAMA and raise awareness for the concerts that are going on. And we supply tickets for the concerts to some of the underserved in the community. And so we are very active, and we're a great group of young ladies.
Yeah.
And we invite anybody who wants to join us to get a hold of us through the CAMA office. Give us a call.
Or maybe the website.
Yes, the website.
Website could go in. And is there a part on the website that talks about the Women's Board?
Yes, there
okay.
is.
So a person could find out more, and they might, because I've been to those meetings, and I know you gals have fun.
Yes, we do.
And you're doing really important work.
Yes, we do.
Yes. So you really are sort of the, I don't know how you'd say it, marketing, visibility, fundraising arm of CAMA to make that work even possible in the community.
We are so honored to be a part of such an important organization. It's incredible to be able to sit in an audience and see people transform. They come into a concert, and they're tired or they're stressed and they're trying to get to their seat, and then we get to watch them as they're experiencing the concert, and their faces, the joy and the sadness and the ecstasy, the story that they're receiving, that a conductor is transforming in front of their eyes, and a composer wrote for them 100 years ago. And there's 100 souls on the stage that is live, sending their spirit across the air to them. And when they stand up, their faces are transformed. And we can sit in the audience and see that transformation on hundreds of faces at the end of the concert. And we know at that point that all of the work that we have done to get people into that concert, to get them educated about the music that they're hearing during that concert, it's also worthwhile. And that's a legacy that we will have and they carry with them as they go home, as they go out into the community. They will know and their spirit will be refreshed and they will carry that joy with them, we hope, until the next concert.
Yes. Oh, that gives me goosebumps to imagine that. Wow, you have a clear vision of that. Oh, that's what. No wonder your grandmother was involved and you're still involved. Wow.
It's something that it just comes naturally to my family, and so we really feel as though this is our legacy. We want the music to stay alive, to come alive in Santa Barbara, and I love the theme for this year for CAMA, musical bridges.
Yes.
Because the bridges cross continents and cultures and generations. And it really does.
Yes.
You can play Beethoven in Africa, and if they've never heard it before, it resonates in their spirit. And that's something that no matter what language you speak, the universal language of music can communicate. And I absolutely am enthralled by that experience. And I am so honored and humbled to be a part of that.
Oh. And so you're even, the Women's Board is even involved in sort of sharing all this with students or the young people, bringing them into the fold. Is that right?
Yes,
Music education.
Along with the pre-concert lectures that we have before the events at the Granada, we also provide tickets to the underserved in the community, and we can do that for a few of the concerts during the season, and I'm so happy to be able to be a part of that, too, because some of the people that come have never seen a live performance.
Oh, wow.
And you don't know how that's going to affect them later in life. But the initial response is absolute surprise and awe and excitement. And just to be able to experience a live concert performance. And part of our education that is in the school does combine concert etiquette.
Oh, concert etiquette. I think that's important.
With the education that goes on in the school system. Now, the program to which you're referring is Music Matters, and it has been in the school system. This is its 20th year, so for 2 decades.
I didn't know it'd been going on that long.
I know. it's quietly been educating the children in the Santa Barbara school district and outlying areas as well. And what happens is there was a curriculum for 4th through 6th grade. So the children are about 9 to 14 years of age. And it's a full 3 years of music appreciation.
Wow.
And this was set up by David Malvini. He's an ethnomusicologist, and he works with us, and he's absolutely brilliant. He is one of our speakers for our pre-concert series. And he has a whole curriculum along with the music, and there's Google Slides and presentations and embedded videos. So what the docents do is they go into the schools and they do these presentations monthly for the kids. And the kids are just so excited because the CAMA lady is coming.
Oh, good. And so a person can find out about how to be a docent by going on your website too. Is that right?
Yes.
And you train them.
You do not need an advanced medical or advanced music degree. You don't need a medical degree either. You don't need an advanced music degree to do this. You just need to want to help children learn about classical music and be comfortable talking to children.
Right.
And all of the material is provided for you in the curriculum. There's
That's
all
good
the
to know.
slides, there's all the videos. And what's great about this is the teachers get the Spotify playlists, so the entire month they can play the music.
That's brilliant.
Selections during quiet time, in the classroom. So the children are exposed to the music, and so they recognize it when they are actually presented with a video of the instruments that they've been listening to. So yes, we are definitely looking for docents that are interested in learning more about classical music and spreading that knowledge to the children.
Oh, Musette, thank you so much for all of the work that you're doing, touching so many lives. And thanks for coming on 805 Focus to share it with us.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting us.
And thanks for joining us on 805 Focus, and we'll see you next time.